would have ever thought simple ground beef can look and taste so delicious?
Yes, guys, right here on Carblessly Delicious, seasoned to perfection, smothered in gravy, and quick and easy to make. So if you're ready,
let's go. Meet me in the kitchen.
As always, guys, all the ingredients associated with this recipe is listed for you in the description. And if you're viewing this video on your television and don't have access to the description, here's a quick snapshot for you guys. And to all my lovely friends, welcome to Carblessly Delicious, where you can find weekly inspiration on low-carb and keto-friendly recipes. Alright guys, we have 2.5 pounds of ground beef here. We're going to form a mixture to create our patties, starting with 1 large egg added in with our ground beef. Next, we want to dice 1 large yellow onion into very fine pieces. In goes our onions. And we have our minced garlic here. Let's go ahead and add this into the mixture as well. We also have 1 tablespoon of our Italian seasoning. Now guys, to keep our meal low carb and keto friendly, we're substituting the traditional breadcrumbs, which are loaded with carbs, with 1 cup of almond flour. And to get that breadcrumb texture, we're gonna crush 1 cup of pork rinds. This is the texture we want to mimic breadcrumbs. And my friends, pork rinds has absolutely 0 carbs. Isn't that so lovely? And for those watching who may not have a food processor, you can place your pork rinds into a Ziploc bag and crush them with a kitchen or meat mallet. Or, of course, you can also purchase the pork rinds already crumbled for you to save even more time in the kitchen. Alrighty, and goes our crumbled pork rinds. Now you know what time it is. It's flavor time. We are combining the delicious blends of garlic powder, Italian seasoning, gourmet burger seasoning, and our sea salt and black pepper. This right here, guys, gourmet burger seasoning is the bomb, guys. You got to try this on your ground beef. It is delicious. Okay, we've added all of our seasoning into the mixture, and now it's time to suit up, guys, because we're about to dive in with our hands. It's mixing time. Time to incorporate all our seasoning together, blending all this delicious flavor throughout our entire mixture. And guys, your hands are the best utensils to get the job done. So let's do it. As you see, guys, how nice and thick our patties are. This is how you want to form your patties as well. So go ahead and be generous with the meat, guys, to create the thickness you see here. And for visual appeal, I like the look of the oval shape. It gives a great look for the presentation, but feel free to shape your patties round or even square if you prefer. This is all about taking the recipes that you see here on this channel and putting your signature stamp on it to make it your very own. That was quick and simple, right? We're gonna place our burgers to the side and move on to our gravy. Okay guys, coat the bottom of your pan with extra virgin olive oil. Remember guys, our goal here on Carblessly Delicious is to minimize our carbs as much as possible, which requires us to modify and deviate from many of our traditional ways of doing things, such as our gravies and sauces that usually call for flour. So follow along with me guys. Next, let's add in some mushrooms. Then we're gonna cover and allow our onions and mushrooms to soften. Now for this next step here, you guys can use liquid beef stock or broth if you like. But because I'm using Bouillon Cubes, I'm gonna bring 2 cups of water to a boil instead. In goes 3 of my beef Bouillon Cubes. Give it a stir to allow the cubes to melt down and dissolve, releasing all its rich, delicious flavor into our water. Now guys, 1 Bouillon cube dissolved into 1 cup of hot water is equivalent to 1 cup of liquid broth. So if you've decided to go with the liquid broth, that would be 2 cups for you as well. It smells so good. We're going to enhance the flavor even more, guys, by adding 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Okay, my friends, our gravy is coming along very nicely here. All we need to do now is thicken it. Instead of flour or cornstarch, we're going to turn to my little friend here, xanthan gum. This is a thickener that contains 0 net carbs and it's gluten-free, which is a golden staple for those on keto and for those looking for a low-carb substitute to replace the flour and the cornstarch. Here you go. Now for our gravy, we need 2 tablespoons of the xanthan gum that we're going to pour directly into our broth. This is flawless, guys. Never any lumping to worry about. You will see your gravy begin to thicken instantly. Now go ahead and add more if necessary to get the thickness that you desire. Oh, look at there. See how nicely our gravy has thickened, guys? Beautiful. This is what we want right here. Now we can go ahead and add our chunky beef patties into the pan and smother these bad boys with all this delicious gravy. Now we're going to cover and let these babies tenderize and all this locked in steam for about 15 to 20 minutes on medium heat.